The Classroom Mystery, a book about ADHD, written by Tracy, Packiam, Alloway. Miss Jean's class came back after recess to feed their pet rabbit, but the food bag was empty. "What a mess! It looks like someone came and took Snowball's food," said Amy. "Who would do something like that?" asked David. Izzy thought about Snowball. "I want to help," she said loudly. "I'll be a detective and I'll find out who took Snowball's food." But before Izzy could begin her detective work, the bell rang and Miss Jean walked in. "Excuse me, Miss Jean," said Izzy, raising her hand and tapping her foot loudly. "Not now, Izzy. Let's get started, and I'll answer your questions at the end," said Miss Jean. Izzy tried to focus, but Miss Jean sounded like a robot, and the numbers on the board danced around and around. All Izzy could think about was solving the rabbit food mystery. Izzy wiggled in her seat. She drummed her fingers on her desk. She chewed her pencil. She snapped her hair clip on and off. "I know I can solve this mystery," Izzy whispered. "I think better when I'm high up." She climbed on top of her desk. Crash! Her books flew everywhere. "Please try to settle down, Izzy," said Miss Jean gently. Back in her chair, Izzy felt a breeze coming from the classroom window. Miss Jean said it was too hot earlier and opened the window. Maybe the thief came in from outside, she thought. Izzy jumped up and rushed over to the window. The rest of the class followed, and they peered out onto the playground. "What on earth is going on, class? What are you looking at?" said Miss Jean. "We're looking for clues, Miss Jean. Someone stole Snowball's food," replied Izzy. Izzy tried to think clearly. She closed her eyes and hummed loudly as she tried to put the pieces of the puzzle together. "Izzy, what's wrong?" said Riley. "I remember hearing rustling in the bushes at recess," she said. "Okay, class, let's take a break and investigate," said Miss Jean. Izzy led everyone across the playground towards the bushes. As they approached, Izzy noticed a trail of crumbs on the path. "Look," she cried. "Those crumbs look like Snowball's food. The thief must have been here," said Izzy. They peeked into the bushes and they searched high and low, but the thief was gone. "It's no use. We'll never solve the mystery," moaned Riley. But Izzy wasn't giving up yet. She focused on the problem and thought carefully about everything she had heard that day. Then she remembered something else. On her way to school, she overheard the janitor telling the principal that he'd seen a squirrel in the shed yesterday. Could it be another clue? Izzy marched over to the shed. From the corner of her eye, she spotted a squirrel by the trunk of a big tree, nibbling on a pile of rabbit food. "Look!" squealed Izzy. "That naughty squirrel is the food thief. He must have come in through the window, stolen Snowball's food from the cupboard, and taken it here to eat." Caught red-handed, the squirrel scampered up to the trunk to the top of the tree. "Izzy, you did it!" shouted Ben. "How did you know where to look?" Riley asked. "I just thought really hard about everything that happened today," said Izzy, "and I pieced the clues together." "Well done, Izzy. You solved the mystery," said Miss Jean. "Now let's go back to the classroom and give Snowball a snack."